Hey, what's up and hello? This is the Chris Nicole bringing you my views on life, love, and the world of entertainment through my eyes. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, depending on what time you're watching this live. Hello, crew. Hope all is well. Sorry for the little in my throat, child, honey. Let me drink something really quick. Hey, Danielle. Hey, Trina. Make sure you hit the like button on the way in. So, Monique is Moniquing. Monique is going to do Monique, okay? That is one thing about it. She is going to stay on brand, honey, with who she is. Hey, T Pretty. So, I'm not going to read what she said to Tyler. I'm just not, because it's pretty much the same thing we've heard for the past several years. Pretty much, she did her Instagram post saying, "Dear Tyler Perry," it was a public letter, not a private letter, but a public letter. She at him on Instagram and pretty much said, "Hey, I heard your speech at Angie Stone's funeral. And while it was great, it was inspiring or whatever the case may be, where's my apology, ninja?" Pretty much that's what it was. Where's my apology? You saying I was difficult to work with cost me a lot of money. Where's my restitution? We have you on record on a recorded line and pretty much saying that you were going to apologize, and where the hell is it? And she pretty much signs off saying Monique and Sydney. And I said, why does your daddy have to be involved in this? But okay, they're a unit. So here's the thing. I have definitely said in the past that Monique needs to let this go. Not just for, right, exactly, Danielle. Hello, my sweet babies. I said she needed to let this go for herself because I feel like it was eating her alive. Okay. But let's talk. Let's talk about this, because one thing that she has also continuously said is that it has affected her money-wise. See, I don't think the apology is really what Monique wants. Let's just keep it real, because there are a lot of people who will apologize to you and they don't mean that damn apology. How many times have you had people apologize to you, or people will apologize and they still do the same thing over and over and over again? An apology means nothing unless it's followed up by action. Monique, in my opinion, want that money. Okay, she want the money, the pain and suffering from her family probably taking a financial hit, a big financial hit for the reputation of what allegedly Tyler and the Oprah said. That's what she really wants, which is why she said restitution, which I don't know if it's ego driven that Tyler is not giving her the apology, or if it's money driven, because if he gives an apology, that means that she can kind of go after him maybe for money purposes. I don't know. But what I do know is this. I don't think she's ever going to get an apology. And not because she's not owed one, but because Tyler's minions say so. Tyler has a cult-like following that feels like he can do no wrong. So as long as he has that ego behind him telling him that because he's successful, he does not have to ever admit he's wrong, or he never does any wrong, I don't think he's going to apologize. Now, like I said, was it wrong for her to record that conversation with him? I would say yes. Legally, I don't think it was wrong, no, because it depends on what state you live in that would actually determine that. There's all, those states that you have one-way consensual conversations where you can record it and the other person doesn't need to know. I believe Georgia is one of those states, and I believe she lives in Georgia. So technically, legally, yes, she could have. Integrity, moral wise, was it wrong? Yes. But at the same time, moral integrity wise, she feels like Tyler screwed her over. So, but the problem is when you have people, and I've definitely have had those people on my page, who feel like Tyler Perry is perfect and he just does such wonderful things for the community. And people have said great things about working with him and blah 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 blah. Now, mind you, working with him versus for him is different. But again, when it comes to actors, okay, now he will get SAG union actors. And yeah, he probably does pay them a handsome amount because they are the front people who are going to promote the TV show or the movie. So naturally, on a business standpoint, hey, D-Dot, on a business standpoint, if I may not be paying everybody else what they deserve, I would at least pay the actors because they're the ones who have to do the promos to promote my movie and my TV show. So naturally, you are going to hear them say praises because, one, he is probably paying them a good amount, because of the fact that they definitely can continue to say wonderful things about him. But also, let's just say, for those who aren't big name actors who aren't getting paid that much, the worst thing you can do is talk shit about your boss, even if you feel like you're getting paid unfairly. It's the worst thing you can do. You know what I mean? Because they have an example of someone like Monique, where even if you are speaking your truth, you can get allegedly blackballed and never be able to work again or for years. Okay? So for people who are trying to say, well, people have said wonderful things about him, you see actors and actresses who are known actors and actresses saying great things about him, or people who are trying to stay on code so they can continue to work. Because even if they feel like they're not getting paid that much, the whole goal is to continue to work. Okay? Period. But again, I'm talking about the people who are behind the scenes, the writers, you know what I'm saying, the camera people, the cinematographers, people like that. You don't really hear from them. And I would say there's definitely a reason, because they also saw when those writers from the House of Pain came out, what happened with them. So, with that being said, Tyler, in my opinion, is driven by his ego on this situation. People like that feel that they're untouchable, in my opinion. Their success and the minions that they have make them feel like they don't have to acknowledge their wrongdoings, at least publicly. Publicly, they don't. But considering the fact that privately he contacted her, and I think Monique said that she waited to see if he was going to give that public apology. I believe she did not put that out at first. Make sure you guys hit the like button. I believe she didn't put it out at first. I think she said she was waiting for his promo, that she was waiting for the promo part of it to go and see if he was actually going to say something, because he said on his next promotional tour, I think apparently, that he was going to do a public apology. I think she waited for that. It never came. So then she put it out there. So she gave him an opportunity to do a public apology, and he never did it. And therefore, that's why she put it out there. I think the only way that Tyler Perry is going to actually apologize to her is if people start to hold him accountable. And the only way, in my opinion, that people are going to start holding Tyler Perry accountable is if Monique's success reaches amazing heights again, or if bigger than what she's ever done before, to where she can reach probably the same level, the same status as Tyler Perry, to where he will have no choice but to apologize to her. I think that's the only way it's going to happen. He don't feel like he got to apologize to her because he has too much of a backing. You know what I mean? No matter what Tyler does, he has people who are always going to defend him. Always. Now, in my personal opinion, even if you have people who are like that, if you are really big on self-reflecting, regardless on what people say, because remember, he said, see, I don't be on Instagram and the algorithms. I don't sit up there and let those things determine my mindset and blah, 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 and blah, 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 blah. Remember when he was saying all of that at Angie Stone's funeral? You're claiming that you don't allow people to do that to you, but I would say that's not true. I would say your fan base allows you to hide behind the scenes while they fight your battles for you. Yeah. And he knows that. So he would never, ever have to apologize to her. So it would either have to take Monique to reach those heights where she has the same type of backing as Tyler and it starts to affect his bottom line, or Tyler's gonna, like, it would have to be a big scandal that happens with Tyler, like a Diddy type of scandal, to where he hits rock bottom or he starts going down and he meets Monique going down. Because see, one thing that I've always been told is the same people you meet on the way up are the same people you meet on the way down. So you have to be mindful of how you treat people, right? Right now, he's up. He feels Monique is down. So therefore, in his opinion, he doesn't have to sit up there and go down to Monique to apologize to her. She needs to meet him up there. But if he has something that humbles him where he is making his way down, that may be another only reason why he will apologize to Monique. But it's not going to happen. One thing I will say is Monique has definitely gotten on my nerves, especially with her whole son situation. She is far from perfect by any means, but none of us are perfect. One thing about it is she stays on brand with who the hell she is. Now, the question is she wrong for doing that? Is she wrong for, after Angie Stone's funeral, deciding to put a public letter out to Tyler? Some people feel like it was very selfish of her and allow Angie Stone to have her moment. I think what Monique did stays on brand for her. She finds the opportunities to make sure that when those opportunities come, she's going to say something. But at the same time, it makes me wonder, hey, Adrian, you say I don't like his movies. Girl, a lot of people don't like his movies, but then he got a lot of Chitlin Circuit people who love his movies. So he definitely has a fan base. But at the same time, it does make me wonder, what would Angie Stone do in that situation? You know what I mean? Like, what would Angie Stone do in that situation? Angie is no longer here to speak for herself. And when she did speak for herself in December of last year, unfortunately, she was never able to see things through as far as her getting what she rightfully deserved. Really makes me wonder if Angie would be like, Monique, do what you need to do. You know what I mean? D died. Yeah, I know what you meant, Adrian. I know what you meant. It makes me wonder what would Angie do? Would Angie say, get what you deserve? Get what you deserve. You know what I mean? Because someone has to do it. Because Angie left this earth not getting what she deserved, and Monique is still here. So Adrian says, yeah, Monique, it wasn't about you. Wrong timing. What do you guys think? The rest of you, what do you think? Do you think it was wrong timing for her to say what she needed to say? The reality is, though, is this. And again, I'm always playing both sides of the fence. That's the Libra in me. I see both sides of a lot of things. When else was she gonna say it? Because if she would have randomly said it and he wasn't in the news or wasn't trending, people would have been like, where the hell is this coming from? You know what I mean? Like, for her to randomly say it and he's not trending, it would be like, where is this coming from? So I guess the only way that she would say something is when Tyler is trending, and this man was trending for saying that he was upset over Angie Stone not getting what she rightfully deserves. So would it not make sense for Monique to say, well, mother, what about what I rightfully deserve that you said you were going to give me? Also, I'll say this. Personality-wise, I feel like if Monique was a little bit more reserved or quiet with her approach, this would have been over a long time ago, right? Because you know what I think would have happened, in my personal opinion? Tyler would have paid her off silently. She would have signed some type of NDA or contract to make sure that she never brought this up again. And if she was going to mention Tyler Perry's name, it would be nothing but positive comments. I don't think Oprah would have paid her a dime, nor does Oprah even. Like, Oprah would have just kept moving. Like, Oprah, I could see her literally just acting like she don't exist, even if they were like walking down the street together. But I do feel like Tyler is real quick to silence people with money sometimes. I mean, allegedly that has happened in the past with certain people. People have speculated that Tyler has silently given money allegedly to people to shut them up. But Monique does not have a shut up spirit. Okay? She does not have a shut up spirit. She would never sign anything that suggests that she wouldn't be able to say anything about Tyler. She would not do it. She wants to try to bring Tyler to his knees and apologize for the wrongdoing, saying that, not only this would help her, but also help other people in the future. That's what she's saying. Child, Combs, you mean Keys? Talk about Combs. You talking about Diddy's son. Danielle. Hey, Belle. She had to strike while the iron is hot. Right. Because it's like, what if she would have randomly said, even though some people are still telling her, girl, let it go, let it go. Let me see. She ain't gonna get what she wants from him. I get her frustration, but at this point, it's like, girl, right. I mean, I get it. I get both sides. But at the same time, I think it's also because of who just passed. A lot of people are going to think that she's selfish for doing it. But because how Angie felt so passionately about that last live that she had in December about things being taken from her and how she could have retired a long time ago if she would have gotten the money that she rightfully deserved. And Monique has been talking about that type of situation for years, about Black women not getting their just due in the business. It does make me wonder if Angie would have sat up there and said, girl, like in spirit, like, girl, speak for us. Because let's be clear, Angie is now in a higher realm. So I personally feel like, you know what I'm saying? Because I do believe in Jesus. There is a heaven and a hell. I do feel people who do go to heaven, they can get firsthand knowledge on who people are and who they are to their core. So, God willing, she did believe in God. I am hoping and praying. Of course, Angie is in heaven. I would say by now she knows people's hearts and who's pure and who's in the right place. So I would say that it would make me wonder how Angie Stone would look at Monique in this situation. She may say, girl, do what you need to do because somebody got to continue to fight for us. Y'all understanding what I'm saying? Christian Cone, her husband got a battery in her back. Well, in my opinion, yeah, child, her daddy. I have my issues with him too, because at the end of the day, and a lot of reasons why I say I have my issues with him is because What situation have you seen where the spouse is the manager of the other spouse and that ends well? Find me one where it's been very successful. It may start off successful, but it ends up crashing and burning. And I honestly don't think it's because of the industry trying to tear down that unit. I don't think it's that, even though the industry will try to tear that type of stuff down. I don't think it's that. I just think that sometimes there's a mix of emotions on who has whose best interests when it comes to those type of things. And honestly, I don't even know what Cindy's I don't think he was in the industry prior to Monique. I don't think he was ever an entertainment manager, so to speak, prior to Monique. So your experience or lack thereof, and just simply thinking that because you're her husband, you have her best interest in heart, that's not enough for me. But that's my opinion in the situation. I personally think she needs to have a manager who knows what the hell they're doing. But I think in her mind, she may feel like those managers are going to pretty much tell her to shut up and continue to work. I mean, she got her apology. She got her apology from Lee Daniels, but on top of that apology, she got work. You see what I'm saying? It wasn't just an apology. It was an apology and a job. So the thing is that I just don't think an apology is going to suffice in this situation. Child, no, you didn't. Danielle. Oh, Danielle. But yeah, I don't think an apology would suffice. She want that money. She wants the moolah. That's what it is for her. She wants to be able to get the money that she lost due to them saying that she was difficult. And the reality is Tyler can afford it. He can afford to give her a couple $1,000,000 and make it a write-off and keep it pushing. He could. You know what I'm saying? He could. I personally think he would have if Monique had the type of spirit of her, like I said, to just take it and no longer talk. But that ain't her. But guess what, Monique? I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen unless Tyler has some type of freaking scandal that drops him to his knees and he got to go on a public apology for a lot of people. Or you get to his level, which I don't think that's going to happen either, because of the fact that you are so vocal and so honest and truly claim to be about fairness and people getting what they rightfully deserve money-wise. Yeah, I don't think you ever going to reach his heights, because like I said, find me a billionaire and find me someone who has oppressed people in the process. Period. You have a billionaire. They have definitely, in my opinion, screwed some people over on their way to the top to collect that type of money. Unfortunately, though, we live, especially in our community where we don't have a lot of wealth, in the Black community, when we have celebrities that reach this type of status, they place them in godlike forms, which I be damn, not me. I only serve one God. Yeah, they truly have this mentality of, you can't talk about them. They're perfect. They are successful, and we should never talk about the successful people in our community. Yeah, those will probably be the main people you need to talk about. Those are probably the main people you need to talk about. How did you obtain that wealth? How did you obtain it? And did you have to screw over people that look like you in the process? Just the fact that Tyler said the words or the sentence that she's difficult. Mind you, though, Tyler didn't even work with her on set. I don't know if you guys actually remember how this went down. Precious was an independent film that Lee Daniels and Monique did. She thinks she only got paid $50,000 or whatever the case may be. They did the film. She thought it was just going to go the independent route. Oprah and Tyler decided to pick it up, put their name on it to give it the buzz and money and notoriety that it needed. And then that's when, of course, it started, spreading like wildfire as far as, different festivals and then Oscar nominations and everything else. So he wasn't even on set working with Monique. He is strictly, apparently, based on what Monique is saying, is talking about how once they came on, she had did the promo runs that she needed to do when it was first independent, but they wanted her to continue to do free promo runs when they came on. That made her, she would have to go all over the world to do it, and she wasn't in the mind frame to do it. She at that point was like, I've met my obligation as far as what I needed to do. At this point, I am ready to spend time with my family. You see what I mean? And they was trying to pressure her to, come and tell her that if she does this, it will help her get more success and better roles or whatever the case may be. And she was like, yeah, but you could pay me to do the promos, but I'm not about to do these promos. That's pretty much what it was in a nutshell. Okay. So yeah, his version of difficult was she didn't want to do the promos. And just him saying that caused a lot from what she's saying. It caused a lot in her world. Make sure you guys hit the like button on the way in. So I see side, you know what I'm saying? Like, I forgot, it is who says twerking on the fence. I think it's Kim Pyre that says twerking on the fence. I got to give a shout out when I remember certain things people say. I have a tendency to do that because, again, I can see both sides in the situation. I can see both sides of the situation as far as what people are saying, that she was wrong. This was not the time. Let Angie have her moment. You know what I'm saying? But truthfully, at the same time, Angie has had her moment. Angie has had her moment. Angie, to me, based on what I gathered from what she said in that live, I feel that Angie will want people to continue the movement. Not only the movement for her to get what she's owed, but for any Black woman to make sure that they get what they're owed. Hey, Veronica. She said they wanted her to pay for her travel and stuff out of pocket too, right? I think she did say that. Okay. I feel like she said that she already had her people, but I think Gabby Sidibe, she had to help with that. Something of that nature, or whatever the case may be. I forgot what it was, but I feel like maybe she did say that. Child, it's been so long. You would think, though, I would know the story like the back of my hand as many times as she said it. And one thing I will say is when she tells this story, it's very consistent. I haven't caught her in a moment yet where I'm like, oh, wait a minute, what you just say? She's constantly consistent with her story. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like Angie's spirit, Angie, and what she was trying to fight for. I don't know if she would mind Monique saying what she's saying. I don't know. I think a lot of people are just kind of tired of Monique at this point. Because of how every time she comes out, she's talking about this, or she's talking about what she's owed and how people have done her dirty. And then when she does people dirty, or she does things that are absolutely wrong, it's never, in my opinion, a humble apology, the same type of apology she wants from people. When it came to her son, there was no apology. When it came to, I believe, the D.L. Hughley situation, I don't think she formally, if I'm not mistaken, gave, I think she did on stage give the daughter and the wife an apology. I think she did. And then in the same process said, F your daddy, I think. But I think she did give them an apology. But you know what I'm saying? It's literally what she sometimes expects from people. She doesn't do it herself. You know what I mean? And a lot of times when people have actually been done dirty, being done wrong. Hey Jay, when they've been wronged, and it has caused them a lot of turmoil, including financial turmoil, they do constantly stay in that victim mindset. They stay in that victim mindset. Let's not forget that Monique is a victim of SA also, probably amongst other things that happened to her life. Monique maybe need to write a book about her life, child, from beginning to, currently right now. She may need to write a book about her life. To have certain things happen to her when she was younger, and then things happen to her, you know what I'm saying, when I personally think, in my personal opinion, Monique still has not healed from what happened to her when she was a child. She has moved on, but she has not healed. She hasn't healed from the betrayal that she experienced from her mother and her father. She hasn't, you know what I'm saying, like, and to me, the way she did her son in that situation, when I was upset at how she did her son, I feel like in her mind, this is just my opinion, that she feels like, well, you didn't have it as bad as me. Like, if you would have had my life, you would be way more effed up, but you didn't have it as bad as me and what I went through. So you good. You know what I'm saying? Like that type of mentality. She would make a big bag if she wrote a book. She could. She really could. I don't even understand why but see, I don't know what her financial situation is, because let's be clear, even trying to go the independent route, you need money, you need resources, you need backing. As much as it may hit her ego, because let's be clear, Monique is an Oscar winning actress. She could probably make her a nice bag going the Tubi independent route. And I say that with all sincerity. Like, she could go the Tubi route. All Tubi movies are not bad movies. She could really go the Tubi route, put independent stuff out there. She has a strong fan base that follow her on IG and different platforms, and really promote her movies and shows that way. And she could probably make just as much money, if not more money, going that independent route. But she claims she is fighting. Shut up, Jay. I'm serious. I'm so serious. She could go the Tubi route. But I think as much as she says that she's trying to do it for the little girls behind her or the women behind her, I think Monique still has pick me energy. I think she still has pick me energy. I think she has that pick me energy where she wants to be accepted so badly in this industry that she feels broke her down. I think she wants to be able to regain those moments of when she was on an all-time high in Hollywood. She doesn't want to let it go. I think she wants to in a perfect world, she wants this apology, and she wants to be able to get back on the Hollywood horse. Because if it was just really about putting the art out and the content and building an empire, because see, the way that I would look at this situation is, especially with the name recognition that Monique has, I think Monique could get a good amount of investors. I think she could. The way I would look at this situation is, you know what? Let me build my own Hollywood. Let me build my own Hollywood. Let me start. Now, mind you, exactly. Hey, Dominique, please hit the like button on the way in. You said she's beating okay, yeah. A lot of people are saying that 50 helped her out. And that's another thing, too. She not only had 50 Cent in her corner, and I think 50 Cent is still in her corner, because trust and believe, if he wasn't, we would already know with his trolling ass. 50 Cent and Cat Williams. From my understanding, 50 Cent is still trying to build his own studio in Louisiana, and I believe the last time we talked about Cat, I showed that Cat was building his own studio, I think in Alabama, on like a former military base or something like that. So two potential people who actually have love for her and recognize her talent eventually building their own studios. So that's what I will focus on. And in the process, while they're getting their stuff going, you start building your own empire. Get investors, have, what I'm saying, like movies and TV shows, get some good writers, and clearly in your situation, you wouldn't be able, of course, to probably give them union money like Tyler Perry could, but you know what I'm saying, could still get some great writers, and your acting is phenomenal, and people who will be willing to work with you, and you start creating a buzz where people start coming to you. See, the problem is just sitting back and doing comedy stand-up and constantly talking about that stuff, but not really putting in the effort and waiting for people to give you an opportunity is just not working. You know what I'm saying? It's just not working. 50 put her in exactly in BMF. I don't think that happened, D. I don't know if you're okay with me calling you D or Dominique, but I don't think that happened. I don't think he apologized, because at this point, people would have been like, "Girl, he apologized. What the hell do you want?" I know that 50, I believe he said he went to Tyler Perry about working with Monique, and Tyler said he didn't have an issue with with him working with Monique, which should tell you the type of stronghold that Tyler has. 50 Cent is his own man, but 50 Cent, I think, does business with Tyler. So the fact that 50 Cent felt like he needed to actually speak to Tyler about working with Monique speaks volumes. You know what I'm saying? So, but he went to, I guess, Tyler to say, "Hey, how do you feel about me working with Monique?" And he pretty much, I guess, gave his blessings on the situation. Tyler apologized privately, not publicly. That's why she mad as hell. Exactly. Yeah, that's what I said earlier. He privately, in a private conversation that she recorded, he apologized, and he said publicly he was going to do it on his promo tour, but that didn't happen. So now she's like, "You pay me what you owe," pretty much. But I don't think it's just the apology is enough. She wants the money. She wants him. The apology would be him giving her money and her being able to talk about it. Monique she's not going to go down quietly. She's just not. That's just not her. If it was in her to sit up there and just be quiet about it, Tyler would have definitely probably handled this behind the scenes a long time ago and said, here, heifer, here's some money, sign this NDA, keep it moving. But again, looking at the other side of the situation, the problem with that is, if she would have done that, would she still have been blackballed because he was not willing to say he was wrong? So that's why it's a effed up situation, because even if he was willing to pay her privately, that means that publicly he still didn't admit he was wrong for what he did. So that means that potentially she still wouldn't have been able to work. So no matter how much money he gave her, I don't know if that would last her for the rest of her life and create generational wealth for her kids and her kids' kids. So she would still kind of be in the same boat where he wouldn't have to publicly admit anything and just pay her privately. But that doesn't mean that would be able to continue the longevity as far as her career and her life. So this is our situation. It is. But to me, my personal thoughts, I say Angie Stone would have said, "Go girl, do what you need to do." That's what I think. Just based on, I don't know if you guys saw her Instagram when she was talking about her trials and tribulations in the industry, which was like December of last year, just based off of that. And I believe Angie said in that she was going to fight. She was going to fight and she was going to get her money. I think she wouldn't have mind what Monique did. She probably, and who knows that even when Angie was alive, who knows if Angie was rooting for Monique in the background. Hell, we don't even know if maybe Monique even reached out to her. Well, hell, if Monique did reach out to her, Monique probably would have told her shit. Monique, she ain't got no problem. No problem telling us everybody she talked to, who rooting for her, who done said something. So I feel like if Angie would have said something, which is probably another thing too, Monique probably does have people who are low-key rooting for her, understand what she's saying, but because she talks so much, they're afraid to say something because she will probably publicly put them out there. She needs to fix her relationship with her oldest son, and her and Tyler Perry never worked before, so I don't understand where the money comes in. The money comes in. Well, I definitely agree with the oldest son. I talked about this on my channel before. The money comes in because what I think she's trying to imply is defamation of character. I think that's what she's trying to imply, defamation of character, because defamation of character implies that what you have said cost me money. It cost me money, cost me damages, pain, all of that stuff. So I think that's what she's saying, is that you cost me money. And technically they worked together once he became a producer for Precious. But like I said, they never worked together where he was on set being a director or seeing how she works on set. But I think that's where she's saying the money comes in at, because of the fact that he said she was difficult, she was blackballed, and she pretty much potentially lost millions on top of millions of dollars because she could not work in the industry. So that's what she's saying. You know what I'm saying? Look, I'm saying, well, first of all, because she's won an Oscar, so I get it. But at the same time, what is this really about? This is why I'm saying I don't necessarily know what is this really about. If it's about you just creating art and creating a brand and making your own movement, do what you need to do. But I feel like she claims she's fighting for the Hollywood part of it to help the girls behind her. I would like to see where this lands in 20 years. I really would like to see where this lands in 20 years, okay? I really would, because I don't know if how she's doing it works. I think while she's talking, put that also action and that same energy into working and creating things. Like, start making independent movies. You have Cat Williams as, you know what I'm saying, an ally. You have 50 Cent as an ally. They have resources. They have money. Start making some movies. But she wants Hollywood to come to her. Hollywood barely comes to people, especially Black people. Issa Rae had to do a YouTube awkward Black girl for Hollywood to knock on her door. I'm sure she tried to knock on Hollywood's door plenty of times. It didn't work, and she created her own lane to where they started knocking on her door and said, "Wait a minute, you got a lot of people looking at this. This is potential money." Because at the end of the day, for Hollywood, it's about the money. It's about the money. Yes, she won an Oscar, but to me, you have been proven consistently after she, to me, hasn't proven that she's a box office hit like that. And the times that she did try to say that it was an ensemble cast. She's not a Denzel. She's not a Tom Hanks. She's not a Halle Berry, where people are specifically going to see her and her only in that particular movie. Hollywood is about the money at the end of the day. And honestly, truthfully, if she could prove that she can make them money like that, they'll forgive her. They will honestly forgive her. They would even probably say, "Man, screw Tyler Perry. He don't run nothing over here. You making this type of money on Tubi, or you making this type of money on your own? Let's talk." That's what Cat did. Didn't Cat Williams do that? Even though Cat Williams was blackballed, I understand he's a man because we live in a patriarchal society, but Cat Williams did that. He got blackballed allegedly. You know what I'm saying? Even though he said he didn't, but the reality is he, you know what I'm saying, wasn't doing a lot of the box office type of movies. He created his own lane, started doing his own, comedy tours, got paid off of that to the point where Netflix knocked on his door, and now he's making 8-figure deals at Netflix. See, that's how you answer. You answer by putting in that work, doing what you need to do, getting investors to where Hollywood will start knocking on your door. Then at that point, you can make your demands maybe. But you can't make your demand sitting idle and just saying, give me what I deserve. And you're not bringing anything to the table to make them listen. You know what I mean? So that's my take on it. Tyler ain't gonna ever give her no apology. Oprah damn sure ain't about to give her no apology. It would have to take a serious thing to humble Tyler for him to do that. It would take him, he has to be humbled. And yeah, I don't see it happening. God bless on that. But yeah, I do not see it happening. But I understand that at the end of the day, let me ask y'all this before I go. If you were wronged this way, and someone cost you millions of dollars simply because you're saying that you wanted to spend time with your family because you were tired and you had finished all of your promotion obligations, and they cost you millions of dollars, and you weren't already a multi-millionaire at the time. I don't think Monique was a multi-millionaire. She was trying to get to that point, but I don't think she was a multi-millionaire. She was probably a thousandaire. But if somebody cost you millions of dollars over, you know what I'm saying, you were difficult because you chose family over promos, would you let it go? We ain't talking about $5,000. We ain't talking about $50,000. Hell, some of y'all would literally whoop somebody's ass for $5 damn. So let's just say it was anywhere between $5 million and $15 million that she potentially lost. Because let's be clear, remember, she was supposed to be on Empire. Remember that? She's supposed to be on Empire, and she's supposed to have potentially some other things. And Empire lasted for seasons. Yes, potentially lost millions of dollars. Would you let it go? Would you let it go? You know what? I don't think did I watch it? And if I did watch it, clearly I don't remember, girl, because yeah, I can't even remember if I watched it or not. But I did hear, I think, that people saying it wasn't good. Right. Not over performance, but for promotion. That's the interesting part, because she acted the hell out of Precious. She acted the hell out of Precious. Make sure you guys hit the like button. So there's no denying that the acting was phenomenal. But because she didn't want to do the promotion, you know what I'm saying? Hey, India girl. India, that's my girl right there. She be going in the comment section. That she be like, I ain't trying to hear it. I ain't trying to hear it. But yeah, she, you know, again, I like I said, I'm waiting to see 20 years from now, God willing, let's say if I still have a YouTube channel, if YouTube still exists, 20 years from now, I'm curious on what we're going to be talking about. Was she victorious in how she handled this? Again, I think, in my opinion, she's going about it the wrong way. The way that you get people to come to you is when they see potentially that you can make them money. I don't know, Dominique. I don't know, because I think Monique probably would have did a good job. Now, at the end of the day, what was meant to be, it was meant to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, Taraji clearly was meant to get that role. Otherwise, it would have happened for Monique. But I can't say that Monique would have did a bad job. I think Monique would have did a phenomenal job on Cookie. She got the type of energy Taraji brought. Monique could have brought that energy. She definitely could have brought that energy. It was meant for Taraji, though. That's why Taraji got it. But the whole point of what I'm trying to say is, wasn't Empire on how many seasons? Between 5 or 7 seasons? Yes, there was a lot of money made. Taraji made millions of dollars. Not as much, I think she even said that she wanted to make, but she still made millions of dollars. So, yeah, that did cost her some money. So, but no one's answering my question. Would you let it go if someone cost you millions of dollars for you not doing promos that they wanted you to do? But contractually, you did not have to do them. And then you end up getting blackballed for years and lose millions of dollars. And we don't know what type of rock bottom Monique ended up going through. We don't know. And she hasn't really shared with us that situation. We don't know. She could have got to the point where she had hit rock bottom, where she had to, really go out there and do the chitlin circuit or do what she needed to do, or Sydney had to do what they, needed to do to make, money. If I'm not mistaken, they borrowed money from somebody and ended up paying it back. So I'm going to have to say, I believe, was it Kevin Hart? Somebody gave them money, if I'm not mistaken, and they did pay it back. When you getting money is being given to you, there's a financial issue. And it's not because you are incapable. You know what I'm saying? Something happened to you. You're willing to work. You're healthy to work. It's because someone said she was difficult that caused all of this. Could y'all let it go? Could you really let it go? I think if you think about that in your perspective, if it was you, it may be hard for you to kind of let it go. It may be hard, especially when you got babies to take care of. Now, again, I also feel that when you hold on to stuff like this, and I don't know if Monique is a Christian. I know she tried to hit him with the quote, a Bible quote at the end of her open letter to him. I don't know if she's a Christian. Trust and believe, it can be very difficult to forgive people that have wronged you. But Bible wise, you're supposed to. And it's for you, but also it's for God to forgive you as well. So then that way, and then if you truly forgive, a lot of times that's when your blessings really come and overflow, because you have given it to God, forgiven, and you have moved forward. No one is telling you to forget. They're telling you to forgive. Yes and no, but after so many years, I'm not holding on to it. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. I honestly can't say I don't know. We talking about millions of dollars. Millions. You know what I'm saying? Like I would probably be pissed off if somebody, you know what I'm saying, cost me $10,000, especially in this economy. We're talking about millions of dollars. I don't know. That's probably that gut wrenching. Oh my gosh. You know what I'm saying? So I can't even sit up there and say, yeah, child, I would have forgave that a long time ago. We talking about millions of dollars. I just know that I would definitely have to hold on to God and pray on it and keep praying on it and keep praying on it until I can. You know what I'm saying? Because it can't be healthy in the situation. It can't be. It can't be healthy in a situation. She, you know what I'm saying? She definitely is holding on to it. But the more she asks for it, the more she's not going to get it. And again, she's not going to get it because Tyler has enough minions that will be his bodyguards. They feel like he doesn't owe anybody an apology. He's a billionaire, so he's successful. So clearly he had to do something right. When the reality is sometimes you need to look at people and see maybe they did something wrong to get where they at. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, at the end of the day, that's why I say I don't put anything past anyone. And people be looking at these celebrities like they untouchable. Look at Diddy. I bet you at one point they said he was at billionaire status. Well, what's his status now? So sometimes while you think people are successful, you don't know what they've been doing to get that success or hold on to that success. So, but yeah. But on that note, and interesting enough, Dominique is the only one who responded to my question. So I think a lot of y'all probably contemplating the thinking like, because that's a hard pill to swallow. It's a hard pill to swallow if somebody potentially has cost you millions of dollars. That's a hard pill to swallow. So I can understand Monique. Is she going to get the apology? No, unless, again, like I said, the things that could happen. But I say that she needs to put all of that energy into building an empire. And I think she got the resources to do it. She got way more resources than your average person. She got the resources to do it. You know what I'm saying? And for all I know, though, constantly doing this type of stuff could be pushing her resources away. I don't know. I don't know. So, you know what I'm saying? That's what it says. You got to be mindful. You got to play chess in this situation. And she plays a lot of checkers. And she got to play chess in this situation and have people come to her and really, you know what I'm saying, make moves and, you know, create her own dynasty, her own empire, instead of trying to wait for Hollywood to come knocking at her door. Because as far as I see it, they won't. And they don't even knock on people's door who don't have a reputation. You know what I'm saying? People who just trying to get in, Hollywood ain't gonna knock on the door unless you potentially can make them some money. They definitely ain't about to do it with you at this point, and especially the way you talk to. You know what I'm saying? Which, you know, I don't believe in people staying quiet about their wrongdoing, like being wronged, because I feel like that is the way for cowards and people who do you dirty to do people dirty, is by you staying quiet. That's why we have so many SA situations and all types of stuff that go on, because people are quiet. I appreciate Monique stating what happened and how she feels about the situation. I just feel like at this point, it's how you're doing it and how you're moving forward that is the issue. I don't want her to be quiet. I don't like when people are quiet. That whole shut up and be quiet stuff irks the hell out of me. That's why we have so many issues we have now. But I think at this point, there's a way for her to get her get back, but not this way. But at the same time, I think Angie Stone will applaud her. I do. I think Angie Stone would applaud her just based off of that last Instagram live. But with that being said, let's continue the conversation below. Let me know what you think about this. And with that being said, please like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you on my next video. Toodles.